What?
Hi.
Hey, I was gonna say good morning.
I mean, I
Well,
don't know.
good
It could be the morning.
afternoon.
It's morning somewhere.
Well, it wasn't. It was. It's like hey, I was gonna. It's like I'm like beat up because I just got back from Victoria for the Cinco. How was your Cinco de Mayo?
Ours was so much fun.
Awesome. Hey, we got like royalty today. So we have like a major person. I love having her here because she's always got, lots to say. Vocal powerhouse. I've always, I hold her in like high regard because she's got so much talent and she's just an amazing person. So
She's awesome.
she is awesome. So, I'm really excited to see what's going on. And, I'm glad, by the
Oh.
way, so you've been doing a lot of stuff too. So we'll get into that as well.
So much. So much.
So much. We'll get as well. So let's go ahead and run the intro. But who do we have today?
We've got Powerhouse Genyva with us tonight.
All right, let's run the intro. It goes like this. Hey, there you are. Where do we go?
Hola, hola.
Oh, there we are. Okay, wait. I was like,
Hey, chica.
what happened?
Hola, muñeca.
It's okay. Genyva doesn't need the host to be on the screen.
I know, right? She's herself. She's so amazing. How are
My
you
God,
doing?
I love your intros. They're like the best.
Oh, thank you
It
so
was
very
so
much.
amazing, especially when right after the countdown, where you had me like popping out here and there. I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. So I can't wait to share with all my family in Mexico that can't get connected. After every show, I always send them the link and they always love it. So I'm so excited to be back
Aww.
here with you guys. How are y'all doing?
Great.
We're doing it. Oh, I'm like I said, tired. I said
Lawrence, the answer is great.
okay. I'm great. Right, Tony the Tiger, great. So no, I'm tired. I am. You know what? I'm getting old. That's what it is. I'm
No,
getting
not
old.
you.
Can you believe that?
Right now, you know how like when you get like air in your back, that you feel like this sharp little pain. I don't know what happened, but I was like feeling it, and right now I was like, oh my God, I was like, es la edad.
No, you never get old. You've been looking the same for like the past 5 years. So
Right?
you
You
Oh,
just don't
thank you.
age.
Thank you so much. You know, the other day I was contemplating like cutting my hair again because um every time that it's like starts touching like my shoulders, I always get it trimmed, right? And everybody's like, you need to let your hair grow. And I'm like, no, but like everybody already knows me with this haircut. Like I got so used to it. And so I don't know, I think I'm just gonna stick to it for a while.
you're gonna stick with the haircut?
Yeah, with the hair short, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. There's something that's funny about. It's not funny, but it's people don't realize it because when I have my hair down and stuff like, sometimes people are like, "I didn't know that your hair was so long," and they reach out to touch it, and I'm like, "No," and they freak out. It's not that I wig out over my hair or anything else. It's just that it's culturally it's wrong.
Yeah.
Me,
Hmm.
for a lot of native tribes, only females that are related to me are allowed to touch my hair.
Oh
So
wow.
So
Wow.
if my hair gets if I want it trimmed or like cut the split ends or something like that, it has to be my cousin. She has to travel down here to cut my hair. So it's like
Wow.
I just don't go someplace and go get it cut.
Wow.
So it's one of those things. It's kind of weird. I mean, it's not weird. Culturally, it's what we do. But people are like, that's so weird, because I've had people, they want to touch my hair, and I'm like, no, you can't.
You
You
know,
can't.
my husband had long hair for for several years when my daughter, I think my daughter was maybe like 5 or 6 when he finally cut it. But I remember we were laughing the other day because we were watching a video from the Tejano Music Awards, the year that I was nominated, and he comes out, he's like, looks like, like a member of like Stephanie Lynn's band, like. Yeah, we're like, my
Pegadita,
daughter, we're like,
pegadita.
oh my god, yeah, because I straightened his hair that day. Like his hair is naturally curly, and so I remember I straightened it that day, and we were like, oh my god, and I was thinking like, pegadita, pegadita, pegadita. Yeah. And so one time we were like, man, maybe you should let it grow again. But now, I mean, he had it long for several years, and it took him pretty long to grow it out. But shout out to my husband Danny. Hopefully, he's connected here with us.
That's funny. Hey, yeah, shout out to Alfredo the Loon Meskin. How are you doing? He says hello to everybody. Hopefully, Ali had a good show this past week, and I know she was performing.
Yeah.
His granddaughter is Ali, and she has that's that 12-year-old girl that sings
Shelly.
with Shelly Lattis and her group, Row, and they're all under the age of 15. The whole band. And they
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, they were performing this weekend, and I think it's really wonderful because they're so young and they're performing Tejano
Mhm.
music, conjunto music, and that's really wonderful to hear. That younger people are still picking up the music and playing, performing, and everything else, and that's what you want to hear. And he says that he's sharing that it was a great show and a great turnout, and that's great.
Oh, that's awesome.
We want, regardless of the music, you want to
Hmm.
support the youth, you want to support them in their endeavors. So
Absolutely.
yeah, and I was at that Victoria event, and oh my gosh! First of all, Victoria's far. Oh my goodness, so far.
It's not that far, Lawrence.
Took me. I left here, San Angelo, 3 o'clock. I got there 11 o'clock at night.
Oh my God.
That
Ouch.
is far. I don't care what
How
anybody says.
slow were you driving?
I was not driving slow. I was speeding. I was like, again, 60 miles
Yeah.
an hour again.
I
But
think sometimes I kind of still think that I'm living in Corpus because from Corpus to Victoria is like an hour and a half.
uh-huh.
And so Rick and I, when we would play out there in Victoria a lot, they have a great Tejano following out there. And man, we'd come home at like 4 or 5 in the morning after a gig, and we don't even remember how we got home. That's how tired we were.
Oh
But
my
now
God.
coming from the valley, it doesn't seem so long. I guess because I have like in my head, I'm like, okay, we hit Rivera, we hit Kingsville. Okay, so now you have like all your little, I guess, landmarks. So it doesn't seem so long.
Hey, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Now that you're talking about Rivera, so that Jalisco place, do you ever stop there?
Never. I'm
Oh
scared
my gosh,
to.
they have like the most amazing fajita tacos. My husband and I have made it like a tradition. Like me and Myra, when we go to radio tour, we stop at either Jalisco Three Rivers, Jalisco Riviera, but they have like these tacos de fajita al carbon, and I always ask for like fries instead of beans and rice, and I get it comes like with this queso, like a cheese dip. Oh my gosh! Like right now that you said Rivera, I was like, the first thing that
Girl,
popped into my
send me the Geneva special, and next time I'm
Yes.
going through because
And then we get
I go
a
a
large
lot.
sweet tea with extra ice. Oh my gosh! Like we every time that I go, like let's just say I go with Danny, for a show or for like radio tour that Myra can't make it. I always take a picture and I send it to her, and she'll be like "mendiga" or like vice versa. Like when I'm with her and Danny doesn't get to go, he'll put me like mendiga. He's like, bring me a taco. So I always save one. And it's un taco paseado. By the time I get home, he warms it up. But no, it's super, super, super good. So if you guys have never tried it, it's a must. So
No, well,
remember, I think it's
I have
called.
I have a question on that real quick. Well, hold
Yeah.
on. Pabi Castañeda from California says, hello, Geneva, Hilda, and India.
Hola.
Hi,
Irene
Feliz
Bobby.
Mendoza says, hello, beautiful Geneva.
Oh,
Irene, thank you
thank
so
you.
much. Do you ever get tired of Mexican food if you eat Mexican food at home?
No, I don't. I love Mexican food. As a matter of fact, I made tacos a little while ago. Tacos of carne picada. This morning, I had been craving. I love since I was young. I've always eaten the cheeseburger macaroni by Hamburger Helper, right? Well, now they made one called like deluxe cheeseburger macaroni. So
Oh,
and now there's like a new one that's called something like extreme cheeseburger. Like, I don't
wow.
know, but I have been craving it all weekend, and I kid you not. Instead of breakfast this morning, I made hamburger helper, and I sent my husband a picture, and he's like, "Send me some for when I get home." But it was so good, like it was real cheesy, and I was eating it with like a fresh like white bread, and so I had set aside some carne picada, and I said, "Oh, I'll make my husband some tacos right when he gets home." And so that's what I made. I made him tacos de carne picada with lechuga y tomate and arrocito. So I mean, we eat Mexican food all the time. My dad, he's from Guayacocotla, Veracruz, and so he always makes a lot of Spanish dishes, like for my husband, like carne de puerco en salsa verde. He'll make like pollo en chipotle. He's been learning how to make tamales. So it's just, I mean, I'm so blessed that every like other day my dad sometimes brings us dinner and helps me out, to make dinner for the family. And I mean, I love to cook, but sometimes it feels good to just spend time with my dad. And
Most definitely.
shout out to my dad. Hola, papi, te amo. Quiero mucho. Since my mom is passing, it's been, really hard for all of us. And, so we try to have dinner together, every other night or every night if we can. But, I mean, I'm so blessed to have my dad still with me. I mean, from my immediate family, who's really the only one I have left because my only brother passed away 9 years ago. And my mom, we just celebrated her third anniversary of her passing. And so, we're a very close family.
Definitely. I think that
Wow.
runs with a lot of Hispanic families that they're very, very close.
Yeah, and I think I'm going over to your house for dinner.
You should. Where do
We're
you
right up
live,
the
in San
street.
Benito, or where do you
I'm in
live?
Harlingen. I'm in
Girl, you should
Harlingen.
come and visit me sometime. Like during the day, I'm home like all day. Like, I mean, I only on Fridays I do like payroll for my husband, and but I mean, I'm always home, so I make like breakfast, lunch, and dinner like every single day. So one
Dang.
day you should just
Wow.
come.
Vicky V
Yes, I'm
says,
gonna
hello,
do that.
everyone. Bobby Castellada says, I'm getting hungry. I, every time I'm in San Antonio, I'm always hanging around with Rick Valderrama. He's a very good friend of mine, my best friend, and we hang out all the time. And I've told him before, I was like, Rick, man, have y'all ever heard of like Chinese food, Italian food? Because he's always wanted to take me to a Mexican restaurant. But I'm like, I didn't grow up eating that. That's not something that I didn't
Yeah,
I had
See,
my
and,
first
and
I had my
I'm kind
first
of
tortilla when I was like
weird.
15. That's not something.
really.
Yeah, that's not something that it's not ingrained in me. So I
I
was like,
never
See,
learned to make flour tortillas. I've been wanting to learn, but then I think like if I learn how to make them, then I'm always gonna make them, and I'm gonna gain a lot more
it's,
weight.
it's
So
gonna hurt
sometimes when I'm
me.
craving them, I just go to El Pato and pick up half a dozen or a dozen, and they're like super super good. Only like on Saturdays when we have barbacoa, like me, every Saturday I have to have barbacoa. Either I make a lengua, or there's this place here called Verano de Oro where they sell like they literally like cook like the cow heads and they take the whole cachete like out, and it's like super super good. But yeah, we that's like my tradition. If I don't have barbacoa, I have withdrawals straight up.
wow.
I'm a good chef. I'm a good
Are
chef.
you?
Yes, I do cook a lot. I really do. And I make some very good dishes and some Mexican food dishes as well. However, I am not a keen to like eating Mexican food all the time. I just
Hmm.
and plus also I'm allergic to onions and peppers. And so
Really?
yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that I can't remember where I went. Where I think it was in Laredo. I want to say it was maybe it was in Brownsville. I was shooting a music video and I was down there and it was like south. I know it was. And everywhere I went, everything had jalapenos in it. It's like the beans had jalapenos, rice had jalapenos, the water had, the milk had jalapenos, everything had jalapenos. The jalapeno salesman was going to get a trophy that year. You put jalapenos and everything. What, you got raisins? Let's put jalapenos in it. We call it jalapeno raisins. Everything had jalapenos in it. And I was like, why? And I was like, what do you feed your kids? The kids were walking around with like jalapenos on a stick. And it was just like, I was like, yeah. So anyway, it was
That's
not
so
cool.
funny. See,
Well,
I
I
was.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say that I don't really eat spicy food, but all my family does. Like my daughters, my husband, my dad. My dad makes a lot of different salsas, but I really don't. I really don't like the. I think the hottest thing I'll eat is like pollo chipotle, like when we go to like weddings and quinceañeras and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, people are like, how can you not eat onions and peppers, man? You must miss salsa. And I'm like, how can you miss something you've never had before?
Oh man, that's too bad. I was really gonna say I was gonna mail you some of my dad's salsa.
My wife, I don't. Saludos, amigos, Lawrence and Dio, Ilda, and Genyva, Sales Manjares, Alma, y Danny Nolia from Corpus Christi. Thank you so very much.
Oh, hey, Danny and Alma.
Yeah, Bobby says, I've never liked luenga. I always thought it was like a friend kissing a cow.
Oh,
Bro,
it's so
you cook it, bro.
delicious.
You cook it, bro. That's what you do. You cook it. By the way, just for people that know, and I've always said that, you know, for how do you know when you're cooking poor people's food and when you're cooking rich people's food? If it takes a long time to cook, that's poor people's food.
I don't think so because the lenguas cost me like $32, and I put it at midnight, and it's not ready till 7 in the morning. So it's pretty
This is true,
expensive.
but that's the original moniker. It is really true. It is whenever it takes a long time to cook something, it is because it's not good right away. You know, like a good steak only takes you like
Like a ribeye.
Yeah, a good ribeye steak only takes you like 9 minutes to cook. Okay. But to cook brisket, which is really a sorry piece of meat, the only way to make it taste really good, it takes, hours and hours. Yeah. But that's because, and there's another misnomer too. There's this resurgence of which I really find hilarious, cowboy churches. I'm not shitting on anybody's religion. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying. But the cowboy church is really funny to me because a lot of white people are going toward a cowboy church, but they don't realize that cowboys back in the day were actually mostly Hispanics and blacks and Native Americans. That's why they were called cowboys. If you were white and you were dealing with cows, you were a cowman and cattle women, not cowboys. And so it's kind of like, maybe you don't
learn something new today.
Yeah, maybe you don't know your history very well.
No, I don't. I didn't know that one.
Yeah, and so that's why the good pieces of meat, the ribeyes, the ribs, and the big steaks and everything else, they went to the white people, they went to the owners, the rich people, and all the sorrier pieces of meat went to the poor people, like fajitas, like brisket, like cabeza de res, like those. That's what went to them. That's why poor people learned how to cook it, because they had to learn how to eat that, because that's what was left over. Now, people like me, my people, the Native Americans, we cook the entire animal, all of it. So we didn't use. It was disrespectful not to use every aspect of the animal, from his hooves to his horns. And everything in between was used in one shape, form, or fashion, because that animal gave its life for us. Even our prayer says, thank you, brother, for giving your life to give us life. And when we die, we will become food to give your children life, because we become the ground that the grass feeds on, and the grass will feed your children, and your children will grow, and that is the circle of life.
Circle of life.
And that's why we do that. But that's, once again, it's one of those things that's really funny that I'm like, cowboys, not really. We're cowmen, not cowboys. But you go ahead. Who invented bulldogging? It was a black man, Curtis Pickett. Curtis Pickett was a black man who invented grabbing bull by the horns and spinning them around. That was a cowboy. Look at rodeo. All of it is Spanish. Rodeo is rodeo. Chaps, chaparras, lasso, all of that.
Man,
But
interesting.
Interesting.
it just makes you
I
think.
just got a whole new education.
I know.
You
So what are
always.
you gonna
I'm
say,
second
Hilda?
guessing this Texan thing here.
I know. Jose Luis, te llamo. I
That's
don't know.
my daddy. Te amo, papi. What were you
Salud.
gonna say, Hilda? Before I interrupted you, I'm
I
so sorry.
apologize.
Girl,
Yeah.
I don't even know. Like, okay, so
You're like, I
I had
forgot.
lunch. Like, I had lunch, but I didn't have dinner. So I'm starving right now. So all this food talk has me all kind of cray cray. Right. So
No,
now I'm thinking about fajitas and barbacoa and brisket and everything that I can't have right now.
So do
You know
you
what I mean?
work
So
during the day?
I do. I am a secretary during the day, and it's probably the how do I say it, the busiest my life has ever been. I think my music career has probably helped shape who I am as a secretary because that's how I'm able to multitask and keep my wits about me. Um, but we're coming up on summer, so summer I'm usually like days off, right? That's the best part about working for the school district is your days off. You get all the holidays
That's
off.
so awesome. Well,
Yeah,
whenever
so
the
it's
summer
cool.
comes, you can come spend some time with me. We can go. I love to go like to Ross. I like to go to TJ Maxx and just look around. I love to decorate my house. So I'm always like changing things around. And so
Aww,
whenever,
that would be fun. We
let
can do some
me.
songwriting.
Yeah,
yes, of course.
That would be
that
fun.
that would be great.
Absolutely.
You know what? Let me ask you this, Geneva.
Uh-huh.
Your singing career. I hardly ever mention this, but for those people that are true fans of yours, they know that you also sing with Joe Lopez as well.
Mhm.
But um, I'm a fan of your music, and
Thank
that
you.
not a fan of Joe Lopez. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying. That's not. But I don't believe that I should be wasting your time talking about Joe when I should be talking about you. But what new stuff are you doing with Joe? That
Um, Well, I mean, to be honest, at our shows, I mean, we mainly play the greatest hits. He does have, the last album that he did, "Love from the Heart." So we did do a tour where we did a lot of cuts from there. But we have to go based on the demand. And the demand is, los éxitos más grandes de Joe Lopez. And I mean, I get to sing on some of the songs that I grew up singing to. And so it's amazing. It's an amazing experience. I have some people that are like, well, like, if you're a front woman, like, why do you do backup vocals, or why are you a backup singer? But I prayed for that opportunity. Actually, tomorrow will be 30 years. I celebrate 30 years with my husband tomorrow, and our very first date was at a Moss concert in San Benito. And Mas was playing, Joe Lopez was playing, Rebecca Valadez was singing. And I remember specifically asking God, like, man, God, let me be up there on stage like her one day, singing with him. And so when that opportunity came into my life, although I was a front woman already, like, how do you pass it up if you pray for
Exactly.
something? If you pray for something and God puts it in your path, I mean, I'm living experiences that I never imagined. Like, for example, we played at the Arena Monterrey last year, and it was always a goal of mine to play there. And I played, yes, with Joe Lopez, and the goal is to one day perform there as Genyva. But I'm living these experiences that to me are going to be memories of how God answered that desire of my heart, and how He
Mhm.
has used me. Um, to talk to not only Joe but the guys, about what God has done in my life. And we're a very faith-based group. Before we perform, we pray together. We're a family. And I mean, and I just ask God that, whenever my time is up with Joe, and and I continue on my own, because I mean, I am going to start doing my shows, already, my live shows this year. And so Joe has always been very open and accepting that eventually, I'm going to be doing shows as well. But as long as our calendars, don't interfere, I'm going to be traveling with them as long as they want me in the band. And I mean, I love my Mas brothers and sisters, and I'm just blessed for that opportunity. And
well,
so,
also it gives you an opportunity to network. Number one, people
mhm,
forget that just Okay, and I've said this, and Hilda can back me up on this. I've said this plenty of times. Being a a lead singer and being a backup singer both require an immense amount of talent,
Oh
because it's
yeah,
not just anybody can be a backup singer, because you can screw it up really
yeah,
really fast.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of talent to do both. So
yeah.
there's no shine on a backup singer, because
Oh no,
they have talent as well, and it's a harder,
yeah,
I
Yeah.
believe, it's harder, I believe, to harmonize, because
absolutely.
I've done backup singing, and that's when my shine loses its luster.
Yeah, I mean it's hard because you have to be on the lead singer's time. If they stop, you have to stop. You have to follow. You have to be listening and following them to the T. And so, yeah, it is.
Hmm.
It is
More
hard. So
attentive.
my experiences have been great. And I tell my husband honestly, like I don't think I wouldn't do backup vocals for anybody else other than Joe. you know um this has been, like I said, an opportunity that God put in my
Hmm.
path, and it is only because of that I did it. And I mean, when I was younger, I remember I did maybe like 2 or 3 shows for Margarita.
Oh yeah.
And Margarita, yeah. And so it was fun, but I don't know, like I just felt like instead of feeling happy, I felt so sad because I was like, but I should be in the front too, so it just kind of, it just kind of, it kind of was, I don't know. So after that I didn't do it anymore for, I think, probably like 15 years until this opportunity came about. But I think backup singers are great. Not, I mean, it's not just anybody can harmonize. And I mean, honestly, like when
Yeah.
Margarita, when I told her that I couldn't help her anymore, I went on the search for a backup singer for her. Like I auditioned so many girls because at the time I was working for her record label. And so it was so hard to find somebody that could harmonize. And so
Hmm.
luckily, I was a singer for La Estudiantina for Medical Chelsea, which is kind of like mariachi, but it had no trumpets, and it was Mr. Benny Layton, God rest his soul. He was our teacher. And so I reached out to him and I told him, hey, Benny, do you have any girls that sing and that can harmonize? And so that's when he introduced me to Cristalina Vallejo, and she was actually part of the Tejanas Unidas en Cristo project as well. And so I auditioned her, and so we did like this whole, like, I introduced her to Margarita, and I told her, I said, learn these songs, and you're going to come back and you're going to sing for Margarita and her husband. And then from there, like, they'll make a decision. And I mean, right away, she learned the songs and she did great. And she did a tour with Margie. She got to go to Despierta America. She got to go to, I think it was, no, not Siempre en Domingo. But I mean, she did this whole Miami tour with her, and then once Margarita stopped singing, then she became my backup singer. And so whenever I have shows, she joins me on stage. And then now she's doing her own thing. Now that she did the Tejana Unidas en Cristo project. After that, she's recorded a couple of songs, and she just had a release not too long ago. Dame Valor, I think she recorded with Chris from Tejano Highway 281. So it's beautiful to see all these girls
Hmm.
that were introduced to the genre through the Tejanas Unidas en Cristo project, and see them thriving, like Annika, Alyssa Torres, all these girls that had never had, that type of exposure. So, I mean, I think that if you can sing backup vocals, I think, God gave you that extra, like, you know, to be able to do it all.
Well, I
No.
just love the full circle moment because
Hmm.
that to me is just so powerful. Not many people get those full circle moments, and to be able to experience that and just like and recognize it, because sometimes it happens and it just like blows right by us. And so, it's funny because our stories are very similar, because
Really?
I went on tour with Adasa for as one of her background singers. And I remember when I first heard her and I first met Rick, I told Rick, man, who is that girl? She's so good. I would love to be her backup singer one day. And I was this younger, I was like 18, 19. And then flash forward, and then I get the opportunity of a lifetime, and she calls me up, hey, how do you feel about Canada? Like, I was like, what? And so I wound up going on this whole tour with her all summer long, and it was the most amazing time. And right in that moment, and I'm so thankful to God for this, that I was able to see, wow, this is an actual full circle moment. This is a God moment. And only He was big enough and powerful enough to make that happen, because a little 18-year-old girl that wished it, I mean, I was nobody. I'm still nobody now, right? But I was able to have my moment, right? So, so I think that's just so beautiful. And I love to hear about those full circle moments. And really, we should just call it a God moment, because He's the one who made it happen.
God's timing is perfect. Like another example of God's timing, a few years back, I had been contacted by Jimmy Gonzalez. He wanted me to go on the road with him with at the time. But during that time, I was going through my cancer ordeal. I was really sick at the time, and so it just so happened that we had a birthday party, a surprise birthday party for my dad, and I had hired a DJ. And so that night, the DJ had double booked, and so he invited Christina Salinas to DJ while he had to go take care of the other DJ event that he had. And so I was like, okay, and this girl was singing. I thought, man, she sings so good, and she was harmonizing with him in some of the songs. And I was like, whoa, that's a plus. I was impressed. It takes a lot to impress me, to be honest with you. And so I was like, wow, this girl's really good, right? So literally, this was a week before Jimmy reached out to me. And so when Jimmy reached out to me, I told him, look, Jimmy, you know what? Health-wise, I wouldn't be good for you on the road. I'm hemorrhaging all the time, and I wouldn't be a liability. I wouldn't want to be a liability to you. But there's a girl that performed at my dad's party. She's beautiful. She's single. She doesn't have kids. I'm more than sure she could travel. She can harmonize. What if I call her and ask her if she'd be interested? And so I reach out to her and I tell her, look, Jimmy Gonzalez is looking for a backup singer, and I'm not going to be able to take the job because my health, is preventing it. Would you be interested in auditioning? And so she was like, yeah. And so I exchanged phone numbers with them, and literally like the following week, she was already practicing with them. Wow. And a Grammy later, she was with him for, I don't remember exactly how many years, but it's just that it was beautiful to see how, although I wasn't able to come through, I was still able to provide that ability for him to have somebody that was able to help him when he needed somebody. And who better than her? And now she's doing her own thing. And she was also part of the Tejanos Unidos en Cristo. So shout out to Tina. And so, it was beautiful. It's another, God's timing kind of story. So, I always tell her that's our Grammy. Like it's our Grammy. But I'm so blessed to have, just so many stories with each one of these girls that participated in my project. They have all been a part of my life, or somehow either they inspired me, or, I inspired them, or, it's just beautiful to see everybody doing something in their careers. And I didn't know you back then, Hilda. If not, I would have definitely invited you. But yeah,
for the excited. Next one, girl. The next
one. Yeah, Gigi Mexicana Guerrero says
thank you.
From Mission,
hey,
Texas.
Gigi.
Hello, Hilda. She said nod. It's Indio. Hi, Genyva. I'm a real big fan. She did correct it. Abel Salinas, DJ Daddy says hello, Hilda.
Hey, DJ Daddy.
TDK says hello, Qvo Indio.
Hola, saludos a TDK.
Hey, TDK.
Genyva. And Rick Valderrama joining us as well. He says hola.
Saludos,
Hey, Rick.
And just let me partake, let me steal a little bit of time here. Benefit May 19th at BNN Sports Bar. That's going to be at 3705 Roosevelt Avenue there in San Antonio. There's going to be barbecue chicken and the trimmings at $12 a plate. Raffle prizes, $2 the tickets and $3 for five. They're going to be serving it from 11 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon with DJs and everything else. It's a benefit to raise money for Richie Valderrama. He's needing a transplant. And so to help cover some of the medical costs and everything else. So please help out. I will do my very best to be there. But yeah, go ahead and pitch in. I think it's a worthy cause. It's hey, there's Richie. Hey, Richie, how you doing, bro?
There's a supernatural healing your way, Richie.
Yes, and you know what? I went through the similar transplant that he's waiting on. It is a life changer. It is a life giver, and it's very important that we support each other for that. And it's huge. Just to put it in perspective, my transplant cost $176,000.
Wow.
Okay, so no, it's not.
Rick.
It's not. And where is he getting the liver from, Rick? Shut up, Rick. He's getting it from Rick Valderrama. It's a living donor program. By the way,
That's awesome.
living donor transplants have only been possible just recently with technology. Just recently, it's only something that's new. So it's not something that has it's not something that has happened. Long term. It's actually heart transplants have been much longer than living donor transplants for liver. But yeah, it is possible, and it's still a lot. Richie says I have $200. It is very, very. It's tough, but you know what? I'm very close to the family, and that's why I wanted to interrupt with that information. And I do apologize, Genyva. I should have told you.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Absolutely okay.
I'm just upset that here you are talking about food again. That's it. And my tummy's over here growling, and I'm like,
you know what? Let's talk about Genyva's music now. I know I brought up the Joe Lopez thing, but that was just because it was one of those things that, that is a facet of who you are. That's not who you are. That is a part of who you are. Who you are is this vocal powerhouse, this amazing singer who can reach every note that's known to man and some that are not known, which is amazing. And your new song El Amor de Mi Vida is wow. I don't know where to
I'm
put
so
it.
excited because I noticed that we almost hit 60,000 streams on Spotify. So I'm so blessed to be getting support from all over the world. The biggest support, to be honest with you, is in Mexico. So, I mean, it's just amazing, amazing. And tomorrow,
awesome.
on my 30th anniversary, is the release of my new EP, Aunque Sea en Otra Vida. It's gonna feature 5 songs. It's gonna have Aunque Sea en Otra Vida, El Amor de Mi Vida, my upcoming release, which is Ya No Somos Ni Seremos, Cumbia Tex Mex de Cristian Nodal. And then it features a softer side of me called La Mejor Versión de Mí. And then it will also feature Esta Navidad, which is a collaboration that I did with Frankie Caballero, Los Bad Boys del Valle, Rubén Medina, Adrián Gutierrez. So I'm excited because it's going to be available on all digital platforms tomorrow. And I'm also hoping, we submitted it for the Latin Grammys. So we're hoping that, we end up with a nomination, this year. I'm putting it in God's hands. I'm lifting it up to God, and whatever His will is, I'm just ready to continue, get back in the studio and continue working. And these last 2 years, I've been really working on just establishing my name as an artist, my name on radio. Just getting credibility, having #1 songs, to be able to negotiate a little bit better when it comes to my shows. So this year we're already working on a production for my show to do a small little tour, and then hopefully next year we'll take off, a lot stronger. But like I say, I need to value my work, and if they're going to want Geneva to perform, well, they're just going to have to be able to, just pay a little bit better. As artists, we need to value our artistry. It takes a lot. You have to be able to pay your musicians well. I want to invest on, lighting and just different things that I can travel with to be able to bring them that awesome, production every time. And soon there'll be a Geneva Live DVD. And with that DVD, I'm also going to use it to send out to the festivals and stuff like that. So that way they could see what Geneva has to bring to the table. I do get called for shows. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be performing as a special appearance on Wednesday with Grupo Mesteño. They're going to be having a free show in the city of Edinburgh. You can go to my page and it's got the address there. It's going to be at an amphitheater that they have in Edinburgh. And so the majority of the musicians that are going to be playing with me that night are the musicians that, recorded me in the studio. And so we're going to be performing El Amor de Mi Vida. So it's just going to be like a little teaser to what's to come with my shows. Hopefully this summer we're going to start, performing, and excited, to finally go into that phase of my career, performing live and having people see Geneva en vivo. Un saludo para toda mi gente que no habla inglés. Estamos hablando de que mañana sale en todas las plataformas digitales mi nuevo EP. Va a consistir de 5 temas y pues pidiendo que me apoyen, que vayan y descargan todas las canciones. Cuesta solamente $1 cada canción. Si eres miembro de Spotify o Apple Music, que la descarguen por igual. Y el álbum se llama Aunque sea en otra vida, de su servidora Genyva. Y pues súper feliz de estar aquí con mi amigo Indio, con Hilda, platicando con ustedes de lo más reciente de lo que está pasando con Genyva.
And what she said. No, I'm sorry. Who is the author of El Amor de Mi Vida? Who wrote it?
Well, El Amor de Mi Vida was written by it's got like 5 different composers, but Maria Becerra, which is the actual singer that recorded it with what is the name of the group? Los Angeles Azules. She's like the primary composer, but I mean, I don't remember everybody's name off the top of my head, but yeah, I mean, I think it was about 4 or 5 different composers that arranged that song. So if you go to Google and you search compositores del amor de mi vida, it'll list them all there. But I know that Maria Becerra for sure is one of the composers, which is the original singer. That version is more like a Colombian cumbia, and I did it more Tejano, more Tex-Mex. So I made it mine.
Of course.
Awesome.
As you should. And Bobby says it's a great song either way. V. Gonzalez says, saludos, amigas, sending you love and success.
Hola, muñeca.
I can't edit to purchase your IP. Oh, I can't. I think she says I can't wait to purchase your EP. I always love your music. She says, "Wait, yeah, that's right. She can't wait to purchase your EP." You know what? And that's very important because of the fact that we like we say all the time here. You the best way to support your artist is go to their shows, buy their merch, buy their music. Buy it because it's better than scrolling. Hold on, mira, look. What do I always say? He's buffering. Hold on, he's buffering. See, but if it's on your phone, click, it plays. You don't have to buffer at all.
Yep.
And if you haven't checked out the music video, it's also amazing. We filmed it at Cirque Italia. Something different. I think it came out beautiful. Shout out to Ryan Basan. The night before, I had actually seen you at the Premios Tejano Mundial, Indio. You interviewed me, and I had no idea that I was going to win Video of the Year. So I had to leave early because we had to be back in the Valley by midnight. And so I'm literally driving. Well, my husband was driving. And so I don't remember if we were passing, where were we passing? I don't remember what city we were passing, but all of a sudden they call me, "You won Video of the Year," and I'm like, "What?" And I'm looking at my husband, I'm like, "Babe, we won!" So I was like, "Wow," it was amazing. Ryan Basan received the award for me, and he's so sweet because he was like, he put a post on Facebook that we had won, and he was like, but I can't take the credit for it because Genyva directed it. I just, I captured the video. I mean, I like to write all my storylines, all my music videos. I'm the creative director. I write all the storylines, and God just has given me this gift. He shows me everything, and some people are like, yeah, God shows you. I'm telling you, like, all these creative ideas, he literally, within minutes or seconds, I'm able to put him down. And Ryan, I'm blessed that he's so patient with me, because I mean, by the time he gets there, I know what I want. We don't waste no time. I tell him I want it like this, and this. And so when we did, the following day, after we won, he had to drive all the way down to the valley, and we filmed El Amor de Mi Vida with Qvo Italia, and it was amazing because I had always wanted to film a music video in a circus, and the fact that the trapeze artists, their love story was basically what the song says. They fell in love in the circus, and so it was beautiful to be able to capture their passion, their love, their just the way they would look at each other, and transmit it with the lyrics to El Amor de Mi Vida. And so I think it's a very beautiful, beautiful
Uh-huh.
video, and blessed to have worked with Ryan Basan again on that. So God willing, next year we bring that award home again.
Oh yeah, most
That would
definitely.
be awesome.
I make music videos, so if you want to see a video that's a circus, my videos are usually a circus. So no, just kidding.
Um,
You know,
Stop it.
I don't know how I do it.
I remember. I remember you told me, yeah, your video picked me out of the top five, or what did you tell me?
That doesn't matter. Shout out to V Gonzalez. TDK says, and V shared, she wrote her for Muevelo, and Ryan Basan directed it. And she was amazing. And so, it's good that she shares that. Sergio Barbosa, he also said, Genyva has such a beautiful voice. That song in that video is fire.
Aw.
And so while we're talking about that song, El Amor de Mi Vida, why don't we just go ahead and take a listen to it and watch the video real quick?
Yay!
We can share. Just remember, you can go ahead and get inspired to buy it. How about that one? What? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. It's only 99 cents, guys. El amor de mi vida. Genyva. That is Genyva. That is V of the Lama Samindio right here on Qvo Radio.
Vámonos lejos de aquí. Ay, papi, dime que sí. Que ya yo estoy lista para amarte sin olvidarme de mí. Darte todas las noches mis besos y decirte si no lo sabías que quiero hacerte el amor, pero el amor de mi vida. Llevaba mucho tiempo atrapada en una nube gris y de pronto llegas con más luces que a París. Eres el sol de mis días que me abrigan esas noches frías. Tú sabes que yo no sé mentir. Tengo ganas de hacerte el amor, pero el amor
Whoa.
I love that video.
Thank you. Vámonos lejos de aquí. Papi, dime que sí. Que yo ya estoy lista para amarte sin olvidarme de mí. Darte todas las noches mis besos y decirte si no lo sabías que quiero hacerte el amor, pero el amor de mi vida. I love it.
Yes,
Yay.
most definitely. You know what? And you know what? That's what's really awesome about you and most consummate musicians and singers rather that really work on their craft, really work on their instrument. There's no fall off from the record to live.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly the same. It is exactly the same.
Thank
There's
you.
no fall off, and unfortunately, and nowadays because of a lot of the automation that we are used to nowadays, where you have auto tune and all this other stuff to assist vocals, they don't sound the same.
Yeah.
There's a lot of artists out there that they rely on these things, to help them. And
Yeah, and then live, it's a disaster.
I know it's unfortunate, but very, very true.
There's no auto
Yes.
tune live.
Yeah, none at all. Well, there can be, but you have to depend on your guitarist. Genyva is
Thank you, TDK.
who always makes time for her fans. TDK says so, and it's
Aw.
written. Haha. And actually, I put it on there earlier today. But no, hold on. Oh, there it is. What?
Woo, thank you. What?
That's how you can go and get some information on Genyva right
Thank
there.
you.
So that way, you can go ahead and get there. If you were listening to it on the Qvo Radio app, or if you're listening to it on the website, then you can see that add the cart button where you can go ahead and click to add the cart button. It'll take you to iTunes Apple Music, where you can buy the song, buy
Thank you.
buy her whole entire catalog. You can do all of that there. I do not make any money from that transaction. However, I do get a discount because I participate in the program because I'm a fully accredited radio station with ASCAP BMIC60 core. I do that because that's what helps make us legitimate. And also, if you do know of a band or an artist that wants to have their music played on the air, we only require two things. That is, that it has to be recorded in industry standards, and the second thing, it has to have an ISRC code. That is not for me, that is for you, so that way you can have your royalties. And
Great. Thank you. Thank you for all you do for us. That is one thing that's very, very important. A lot of times, I've heard some artists, complain and they're like, well, how come they don't play my music on this station or this station or this station? And some just don't have the guidance. I'm a very open book. I always tell anybody, if you need any help, shoot me an inbox. I'll help you with what I can. I never had a mentor. I never had anybody that helped me until once I joined Cielo Entertainment. Myra and I have been together almost 14 years, and so we learned everything that we've accomplished on our own, working hard. She worked with Bobby Pulido in the studio for many years, so the distribution part, she had already experience, and and so we learned how to set up our CD baby. We learned about ISRCs, and we're like, well, how come our music is not registering? You can't expect to get on countdowns if you don't have ISRCs, if you don't have, that's basically like your fingerprint, that's what is going to get picked up by all the radio stations or like by the towers that are playing your music. And more than anything, it's important the quality that you're going to put out there. Get yourself an amazing producer. A lot of times people try to blame the music distributor or, the program directors as far as why their music's not getting played. But like you as a program director, of course you're going to listen to quality, that the distribution of the instrumentation is good, that it's not going to sound like all, like just like a bass is about to explode in the speaker. It's a
Right.
lot of different things, and so my suggestion to you is, if you feel like you haven't been given the opportunity, well, ask, find out what it is that could possibly be going wrong that's keeping you from going to the next level.
Yeah.
You have to keep knocking on doors. You have to, show face. I mean, you're a witness, Indio, that, I every single I do 50 plus interviews,
Oh,
so all these times that I've charted, nobody can say that, it was given to me. We've worked really hard.
Mhm.
And so, I mean, I invite you, if you're at the point of wanting to give up in your career, don't. It took me, I released my first album in 2008. I mean, it took me, almost like 18, like 14 years to have a number one song. So don't give up. If
Yeah.
it's your passion, continue to work hard, and eventually, if it's meant for you, it's going to be for you. And since I gave my career to God and said, God opened the doors for me, if it's for me, and it started happening, because more than anything, I had faith. And you believe in yourself, and I mean, there's nothing impossible for you. So if
I,
you need
I,
any help,
I
I'm just in the
remember
box away.
I remember sending you a text message when you reached number one. I was like, "Hey, girl, look at the countdown." That was so funny.
That's awesome.
But I will say this, I get about 80 emails a day for the
Mhm.
radio station,
Mhm.
and out of those, maybe 20 songs. And so you have to understand, I listen to them, but if you don't have an ISRC code, I have to put you aside. My system, the way I
Mhm.
wrote my system, I will kick you out, because I don't want that mess. I don't want to have to deal with having to pay royalties later. I'm not
Yeah.
going to do
Yep.
that. I'm just not going to play it.
Mhm.
So I'd rather pay them right now than pay them later. So no, they're not going to play. I will tell you that right now. That's why I said it has to have an ISRC code. Get yourself an ISRC code. But I'll tell you what, send me a message. I will get to you. I will answer it. And I will tell you what you need to know. I don't
Yeah, and make sure
have
you have a mechanical license, because if you're recording a cover and you don't have a mechanical license, you
Mhm.
can get in a lot of trouble. Here, like, if you go number one and you had no mechanical license, and they find out, you're gonna be in a in a heap of trouble. So just do everything the right way.
V says, "Hey Geneva, did you add my favorite song of yours to your EP? Mi droga mi adicción."
No, Mama, because that one's already on an album. That one is on my Mi Droga Mi Adicción album. Actually, that was my first album,
That's a whole song. That's a
under
whole album.
Discos Joy International. But I am going to be performing it live, though, V.
There you go. V says, "I'm gonna need your help, mommy, soon."
Absolutely, Mommy. I'm just a
Um.
box away.
Yeah, and
Anything you need, I'm here.
if you need my help, I'm here as well. So
Thank
I'm just
you.
throwing it out there. I don't know if you need my help or not, but I'm always here to help. Saludos, guys. Puro pedo.
Saludos al Puro Pedo
Shout out to
Talk
Puro
Show.
Pedos Talk Show.
What's up? What's up, guys? How are y'all guys doing? Man, I missed y'all guys. Hey, it's Tejano time. Shout out from DFW. My buddy, his name is Buddy, by the way. He's my buddy, but his name is Buddy. Hey, tomorrow's show, he's got David Farias tomorrow, which is pretty awesome. Gonna be talking to him. And it's good to see
I
David.
don't think I've done It's Tejano time, have I?
Uh-oh. Buddy,
Hmm.
I don't know,
need to
buddy.
get-
You're getting put on the spot here now.
Yeah, getting put on the spot.
Like, have I done It's Tejano time? No.
That's
Geneva says
DFW,
do
brother.
it.
You need to get her on there. Need to get on there. I'll get her your information, so that way you can get her on your show, most definitely. She says, "Saludo puro pedo, the talk show." Let's see here. Norma says, "Oh, Norma Salazar, how are you doing, girlfriend?" Hello,
Hi, Norma.
Hi, Hilda, and hello, Geneva. How are you
Hi,
doing?
Miss
Hola,
Norma.
Saludos.
Always great to see you. Shout out, and so that's great. Let's see here. V says, "Okay." Ay, Dios mío. TDK, what does he have? How's Hilda gonna get more excited for Puro Pedo than she's did for me?
Was that more excited? I think it's because I was hungry. Like during the video, no,
No,
yeah.
you're
During the video,
hungry.
I went to go get Pringles.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like I was like, girlfriend has to eat something.
She's hungry.
Hey, during the El Amor de Mi Vida video, you were like,
I'm like, okay, snap time, let's go.
You're like throwing down.
Indio had to mute your mic because you could hear all the
I turned my video
crunching.
off because I didn't want anybody seeing me stuff my face. Hey, but it was a great snack for the great video, right? So it all worked out great for me anyway.
Oh my gosh, I'm like seeing myself on camera and I look so much like my mom.
Oh. And you know what? One of my favorite videos that you did was not too long ago. Aunque sea en otra vida. You know, that's that one. It's only because of the fact that it relates to me. You know, the subject matter is it relates to veterans and military personnel, and that's really near and dear to my heart. You know, I do a lot of stuff for veteran causes. You know what? I have been invited to go to Washington D.C. To be honored as a veteran, which is pretty cool.
That's amazing. Thank you.
That is.
Thank you. You know, I really wanted to. It just so happened I had met a gentleman by the name of Mario Ibarra Jr. And he was celebrating his documentary by the name of Operation Tin Man. His father actually passed away in Vietnam. And so he taught, his documentary talks about, just depression and how, everything he went through with the loss of his father. He never got to meet his father. And so, when I went to go see his film, it just touched my heart, where he spoke about Gold Star families and everything they go through and how at a legislative level he wants to, for there to be a change, for there to be more assistance for the people that are battling depression and don't have insurance. And so that's where we're incorporating the men in uniform came about, and that music video, it features, actually, I really wish my mother would have been alive to be there, because I featured all her sisters, her brothers, my father, my family, all my husband's aunts, his mother's sisters. And so I wanted to capture that moment in time, because eventually they're going to all be gone, and those are memories that we're going to have left forever. And so, I mean, it just so happened that I got the opportunity to film at this magical place called the House of the Orange Blossom, a home that I would pass by as a child every day. And, there was stories that this place was haunted. And, I always said, man, I hope I get the opportunity to go in there one day, because, there was never a family that lived there longer than a year. So it was always just abandoned and empty. And so then, George and his partner bought it, remodeled it, and now it's like a venue for weddings, quinceañeras. And so I reached out to them one day that, I passed by thinking like, well, what am I gonna do with this music video? And so I was like, well, what if I get this maid to fall in love with her boss's son, and he's gonna come in uniform, and then it's gonna turn out that he marries someone else and breaks her heart. And so it was just like God just put that vision in my mind, and it turned out amazing. I mean, we took home video of the year, and so at the end of the video I feature a photo of Mario Ibarra, his father. And I thank all the men and women that have served, that serve, and that have paid the ultimate sacrifice for us to be able to be here and be free. So thank you so much for your service, Indio, and I'm blessed to have, more than anything, your support. I know you have supported me since you met me, and I'm forever going to be grateful. And also to you, Hilda, it's awesome that you're able to come on here and support him as well, and he supports you 100%. And so I ask that every night you say a prayer for all those
Mhm.
that are away from their families, and their children and their mothers and their fathers, and are just say a prayer for them that they come home safe. There's so many other countries right now that are at war, and we're able to be here with our children, you know um and so just say a prayer for them, and thank them whenever
Mhm.
you see somebody in uniform. Thank them for their service,
Yeah.
and pay it forward. If you see them buying lunch, buy them lunch.
What I
It's
what I what I would share with you is that first of all, when I end my show the reason I end my show the way I do is because the number one group of people that commit suicide in the United States, the number one by far, is are our veterans. Military personnel commit suicide more than any other group of people in the
Mhm.
United States by far, by like 35%. On top of that, when I started this radio station, the inspiration was when I was deployed. In my time, we didn't have cell phones the way we have now. And in my unit, I wasn't allowed to have a lot of communication. We were a very restricted unit, but I had music. And so I was able to escape music musically. Um, when you're deployed, you have to understand, as a soldier, you don't get time off. You don't clock out at 5 o'clock. You don't get Saturdays and Sundays off. You don't get vacation time. You don't get personal time. It is not uncommon to be in a firefight and the guy standing next to you, he's in his underwear because he was in bed,
Mhm.
or he'd be in a towel because he was in a shower. That's not common. I mean, that's not uncommon. That's common. But you remember things, to be on top all the time, to be tense all the time is very, very hard on your persona. It's very hard on your spirit. But sometimes you can escape. And there's songs that you can remember. I remember, like, some songs I could remember, the smell of the barbecue, or the way the perfume smell in the air. And I could remember, all these things. It could take me
Mhm.
away from where I was just for a little bit through music. Just take me back home for just that little bit. Sorry.
take your time.
What you do is sharing sharing music helps bring us home. Let's go ahead and listen to Aunque Sea en Otra Vida from Genyva here on Qvo Radio. Be right back after this.
Me arrepiento por haber sido una aventura pasajera de tu tonto experimento. No fue mi culpa haberle dado el corazón a quien no tiene sentimiento. Y me perdí creyendo en ti. No me arrepiento. Las en otra vida.
Thank you guys. You didn't have to.
Amazing.
Yeah, that was a great video.
I love that video.
Thank you. My dad was also a veteran. He goes through this. You here with you, sharing your platform. We love you. Thank you so very much. And I apologize. I shouldn't have.
Oh.
No, it's okay.
It's Thank you for your service. I grew up military and I was a government contractor and I worked with wounded warriors at Fort Sam. I've had some crazy things, even though I was not actually in the military.
Wow.
Vicky V. Well, yes, it's true. Dealing with us is a little odd. You're so right. It means a lot to our military that they do not have the normal life like everyone. We should be happy that we can put our head clean sheets and take a breath and clean air and dream about what's the next day and what we're going through things so far for the military. And yeah, it's true, and it's a beautiful song, and it's so well crafted. And once again, what I was talking about with the way it's recorded, your music breathes, and it's beautiful. And I love your voice and the constructs of your voice and everything else, and how well it comes across and the emotions that come across. It's very, very inspiring as well.
Thank
Because
you.
you know what? It's interesting. With Pita Sudillo, he said something when we interviewed him not too long ago. He said an artist should believe in what he sings. He should believe in that song, because how can you convey the emotion of the song if you don't believe in the song? And that's really a beautiful song, and to convey that, that's really good.
Thank
Aaron
you.
Portis live in Bird, Texas.
Thank you, man. When I sing it live, usually, well, I do two versions because I also, like, when I do like interviews and stuff, I perform it acoustic. So, we slow it down, and man, it gives you like goosebumps, literally, like some of the, when I'm doing like, like when I did the radio tour in Mexico, man, some of the people that were, interviewing me would literally like have to excuse themselves because it would take them back to like a traumatic time in their life or like a breakup, and they'd come back, they'd have to go like compose themselves and come back, because when I sing it as a ballad, it's a lot more like powerful, I guess. I don't know, but I mean, in general, it's an amazing song. The words are beautiful, but one of these days when you have me on the show again, I'll definitely have my guitarist here with me, or I'll have like another, speaker connected, and I have like an instrumental track for an acoustic version, and
I
I'd like to
play
perform.
guitar. I do play guitar.
We'll definitely have to be, whenever you need to start pairing it with you. You need to learn it. And whenever whenever I see you like at the internet gala or somewhere, the Premios Tejano Mundial, that way we can perform it together.
Oh no, we don't. I don't. I didn't
No?
say I was
Oh,
good.
you're kidding?
I didn't say I was
Come
I
on,
think
Gio.
you should.
Oh no.
I was about to say, well, I don't know what key I sing it in, but just remember, no me arrepiento. No será fácil levantarme, pero no seré la víctima del cuento. Y si algún día te das cuenta de tu error, esa es decisión del tiempo. Hoy decidí dejarte ir y no me arrepiento de dar y quedarme sin nada. Si bien me lograste engañar, no me cortas las alas y no me arrepiento de dar lo mejor que tenía. Te juro que voy a olvidarte aunque sea en otra vida. So I don't know what key that's in, but just remember that by ear, and that way you can start learning it.
Honestly, I think it's the song on. It sounds like the key of D. It's what it sounds like. It's in the key of D.
In the key of D. Well, I don't know, but
I can't
Come
even.
on, it's in the key that you sing in. Like, no.
It's a que nada. Every time I listen to that
that's one
song,
of the
I
things.
cry.
That's one of
All
the things
music
I want
makes
to
me cry.
learn is like music. Like, I mean, I sing by ear.
Uh-huh.
So, usually like with my producer, I'll sing him the song and he'll just like he'll start out, with the guide, and I'll be and sometimes he'll send it and I'll be like, no, it sounds too high or too low, lower it or raise it. But
Let me try.
eventually, I mean, I want to learn how to play keyboard to be able to know. Like, I never took theory. Like, I'm a natural singer. I've been singing since I
Mhm.
was 4 years old, and like sometimes like I have friends that'll be like, the pizza will come on and I'll just start singing and they're like, how do you know how to come in? And I'm like, I don't know, I just know, or I'll hear it and I'll be like, no, that's too high, or it's too low, or that's in the key of a man, or like, so sometimes my husband, I've been trying to teach my husband how to sing the song Shallow. Have you heard that song by Lady Gaga for that
Yes.
Mhm.
movie? And I said, one of these days you're gonna get it, and we're gonna sing it together. So he's like, "Tell me something, girl." So,
Tell me
so I
something.
can't wait for that day that we're able to karaoke together and we can sing "Shallow."
Aw.
Yeah, I sing juntos with my wife. We do a duet, uh,
Aww.
which is definitely something we've kind of put it together for ourselves, and it's just because it's I don't know, something we did, and we just messing around, and next thing you know, it sounds really good. It's an arrangement. It's different. It's more of an acoustic
We'll
arrangement.
record it and put it on TikTok so that we can see it.
Right?
I'm not a TikTok person, so
No,
We're
no.
gonna turn you into one. He's on
yeah.
TikTok.
No que
He's
no
on TikTok.
indio, no le saques.
We got him like 3 more followers last week.
I know I got
Yeah.
4 followers. We just found out he plays in a band. Indio has 2 of us were so good. I do play. I you know
No,
what?
wait, Genyva, do you follow him on TikTok?
No.
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, I shared his TikTok on my interview thing.
Yes, it's
The
okay.
teaser.
Mm, I just, I'm just a guy. Just a guy.
It's
Anyway,
okay. Everybody needs to have people, right? So be your
yeah.
TikTok people.
TikTok people are cool. People are upset. Oh my God, they're gonna click. They're not gonna get rid of TikTok. I guarantee you, they won't get rid of TikTok.
And if they do, they do. If they don't, they don't.
I
I'm
guarantee you, it
neutral.
won't.
I'm like, whatever. I can live with.
I guarantee you, it
Eventually,
won't.
there's going to be another platform. I mean, remember
Yes,
we
it
started
will
with
phase out.
MySpace, and
It
then we
will,
transitioned, and
yeah, it
And
will
now
phase
nobody's
out.
on MySpace.
Yeah, it will phase out, but it's not gonna be banned or anything else. I will tell you why. $3.7 billion. That's why.
Yeah. We used
It
to have a Twitter. Now it's like this thing called X, but I'm not on it anymore. I decided I'm
yeah.
boycotting.
It's
Too
it
much. Yeah,
it
too much.
yeah. They've moved from Twitter. Remember, it was Instagram. Then they moved from Instagram, and it's moved from Facebook. Now it's
yeah,
and it's moving. It's moving, and then the next one is not even. I don't even remember what the next one is. It's already moving on to another one.
yeah.
So
I saw that Frontera were sharing like another platform, but I didn't get to go in there to see what it was. But I'm from like a different generation, so I'm just like learning all this. My friend is always like, "You need to post more on Instagram." I was like, "But nobody even sees it." He's like, "Well, because you're not posting, you need to post, and eventually more people will see it."
Girl, no. I
And
post on Instagram like all the time. I still get like my 20 likes, but I'm appreciative for those 20 likes.
yeah,
yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I
So make
I
sure if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm under La Voz del Valle Geneva. On Facebook, I have 2 pages. I have my official page, which is Geneva, And then I also have my personal, which is Genyva Salas Monjaras. I really use my personal one more because it became like my music one. I have like a bigger following there, and I am able to connect more there. And then on TikTok, I'm under Genyva Salas, and on YouTube, I'm under Genyva Christian TV. But if you go to either one of my platforms, on the very top, there's a link to my Beacon page. It's like kind of like a website, like a user friendly website, because I had my actual website, but when they got rid of that Yahoo site builder, it was too hard for me to learn how to put it together.
Girl,
Like
Wix.
Yahoo
Wix
site
is
builder
where
was
it's
like
at.
so easy, and like I mean I could never get it going, and I had all these marketers that were always calling me, you have Geneva, .com or Geneva .us, we can help put it together. I'm like, no, I don't have time, and so I created a Beacon page, and there it's like a website. It has links to all my digital platforms. It's got photos. It's got my bio. It has everything. So if you want to learn a little bit more about Geneva, you can just go to any one of my social media pages. It's up on the top. If you want to book me for an interview or for a show, you can send me an email at discosdondedios at gmail.com, or you can contact my manager, Myra D, at 956-367-7818. Shout out to Miss Myra D from Cielo Entertainment. I call her my
Oh,
baby
Miss
doll.
Myra.
Yeah. And so I mean, I'm ready to work. I'm excited to, for this next phase in my career, which are my live performances, and feel so appreciative to everybody on radio, all the internet stations, all the terrestrial stations, all the, the people that are supporting my music, my dream. This is my dream since I was 4 years old. And so I don't do it, out of necessity. I do it because it's my passion. I love to bring songs, create music that is gonna, it's kind of like when you have an argument with your partner and you can never get your point across because you don't let each other talk, but yet you can dedicate somebody a song and they'll listen to the whole thing. So that's what I'm about, creating music that you can dedicate to, your husband, your wife, your mother, your father. If you've lost a loved one, I have a song called Casa Triste that I recorded in honor of my mother. I have songs for every occasion. Like I said, I'm available on all digital platforms under Genyva, Genyva. And I invite
Oh,
you to
there's
follow
the
me
inside.
and share it and share this interview so people can get to know a little bit more about me.
Mm-hmm. And so
Awesome.
there's the beacon site if you want to you want to get her info there. And let me put this up here like
Thank
that.
you.
And so you can mira nada más right underneath there. It lets it
Yeah, no más.
that Geneva. I'm so fancicles.
I love being in your show because I always feel so special. Your intros and you make it so special. I'm like, man, I wish everybody else would make it extra special like you do for us. But now I'm
always
grateful for everybody that gives
Oh,
me the opportunity. But
always
I know you go above and beyond for us.
we're gonna go ahead and step out so that way you can give out your shout outs and let people know where you're gonna be performing next and where
Okay.
they can where they can. By the way, that's the beacon site. There's the link, by the way, so that way they can, and be sure you mention that tomorrow is special as well.
Absolutely. Bueno, pues quiero darle las gracias a todos los que se conectaron con nosotros esta noche. Aquí se encuentra mi sitio oficial donde puedes encontrar todos los enlaces para mis plataformas digitales. Está también mi biografía y muchas fotos para que conozcan un poco más de Genyva. Ahí pueden conectarse conmigo por parte de Facebook, por Instagram, por TikTok. Todo está en esta página aquí. Y quiero darle las gracias por conectarse conmigo, por apoyarme. Les pido que compartan este enlace, que compartan mi música, con todas sus familias. Recuerden que este es mi sueño y pues sin ustedes no puedo hacer nada. I want to thank everybody that got connected with us here tonight. I want to thank Indio and Hoda for giving me the opportunity to connect with each of you. I ask that you'd find it in your heart to share this interview and share this link here, which is like my official website. You can find links here to all my digital platforms, to my Spotify, my Apple Music, to all my social media. There's links to my Facebook, my Instagram, my TikTok. So I ask that you please share it with your friends and help me make my dreams come true of being at every city near you. My shows, live shows, are going to be coming soon. And so, again, I ask that you request my music in your favorite station. My latest single is called El Amor de Mi Vida. That's also available on all digital platforms. And tomorrow is the official release of my EP, Aunque Sea en Otra Vida, that's going to include 5 amazing songs that have gone to number one. Actually, 3 of those, actually 2 of those songs have gone to number one, and we're hoping that all of them will go to number one, and that can't happen without you. So thank you so much for your support. I pray continued blessings upon your life, that wherever you find yourself right now, that God fills your spirit with love, with happiness. And again, thank you so much for allowing me to come into your homes, into your car, wherever you're watching this. I send you hugs and kisses all the way from the Rio Grande Valley. Again, my name is Genyva, and I thank you so much for watching the show tonight.
Yay!
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's how you do it. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that you go ahead and go to the site. Make sure that you support Genyva. That is how we make music, keep going forward. And the only way that we can level up is together. The only way we can do it is together. Remember, tomorrow is the launch of her EP. 5 amazing new songs that are going to be on there as well. And all of her music is amazing because it's a true testament to how a person dedicated to singing and moving her talent forward. That's what it is, and it's a true story of overcoming a lot, and even still, you're still moving forward and still doing a great thing and sharing your gift with the world. It's wonderful. And the world is a better place with your music in it, and I really do appreciate you being here.
Thank you again.
V says, I already shared it since the beginning.
Thank you.
So,
and I know V for a very long time. She's been also, trying to leave her mark in the industry. And so I wish you continued success, Muñeca. To each of you again, that, your passion is music. Don't ever give up, and I pray continued success over your career too, Hilda. I ask that God continue to open doors for you, that no man can shut. And Indio, also thank you so much again for taking the time to allow me to connect with your listening audience. And again, thank you so much for your service and for us to be able to share that moment with you. And I'm blessed to have your friendship and your support.
It is my honor for you to be here. And this is your house. You're welcome to come back at any time. Most definitely. El Borrado says, sorry, Indio, but it took a lot. I'll look at the recap. You're good, brother. Don't worry about it, man. As long as you're here. Gigi Lashikana says, great interview. Thank you, Genyva. TBK says, thank you so very much. And Borrado says, hello, Miss Genyva. Such an inspiration to me. Que voz. And thank you as well.
Yes.
And so, guys, thank you so very much for those of y'all that have joined us today. Just remember, go ahead, and the only way for us to level up is together. Just remember that. Support Genyva, support her. And I tell you right now, if you want Genyva in your location, go and tell them. That's the only way they're going to know.
Yes.
Most promoters, most bar owners, most club owners, whatever you call them, they the only reason they are keep bringing back the same people is because they don't know who to bring. So if you tell them, hey, I want Genyva, that's because they're fishing. That's all they do. They fish. That's all they do. So tell them, hey, I want Genyva here, and that's what they'll do. They'll bring them because they've heard it. So go and support them, and go and buy the merch and buy the music. It's only 99 cents. It's not even $1. 99 cents. You know, and you'll have it for posterity. And when you go to the shows, put this down. Put this down, because it's not gonna. You know what? I have a question for people that take your phones and you record it. How many times do you look at it again?
You're
Yeah.
asking me?
No, people in general.
Oh,
Yeah, like I have I have a friend who takes pictures all the time. And I'm like, how many times do you look at those pictures that you took on your phone? None. You just take the picture, share it, and then that's it. Why are you videotaping it? Enjoy the show. Get up and dance. Have yourself a beer. Go ask that pretty girl to dance. Take your wife out to dance. Say, hey, husband, put that thing down. Let's go dance. That's what you
so
do.
remember, if you want to see me perform live, I'll be performing this Wednesday in Edinburgh, Texas. Make sure you go to my page. The poster is there with all the details. It's a free show. It's BYOB. Bring your lawn chairs. Check out Grupo Mesteño, Grupo Sincero. We're going to also have Roberto Pulido is going to be joining us. Who else is going to be there? Joe Angel from Ambición is going to be there. Who else? Los Conjunto Delta Boys, Maricela Hernandez. It's going to be a bunch of amazing talent from the Rio Grande Valley. So if you're from the Valley and you're getting connected, make sure you come out. Again, it's going to be in Edinburgh, Texas. Wednesday, music starts at 6 p.m. The Ibarra Boys, I believe, are also going to be there. Lucky Joe's going to be there. So a ton of great artists. Let me see who's this? Borrell Lopez.
Yeah, Indio, I don't want to get hit with a chancla, so I don't know what that is. Saludos from DJ Bad Boy Josh and DJ Bad Boy El Tejano Up Radio Crew. Hey, how's it going, Bad Boy? Thank you so very much for joining us. And so, hey, Genyva's releasing new music, so make sure that you put yourself on the distribution list so that way you can get it. Yeah, we need to focus on what's in front of us instead of your phone. Thank you so very much. That is very, very true. Focus on what's on a talent and on them performing and everything else. Enjoy the show. And what about the people that take pictures of food? What's the
Hey, V, can you do me a favor, V, really quick? Before I hang up, can you go to my Facebook page and type out the address here to the show? Because I don't want to get out of here. I know that it's in Edinburgh, Texas, but can you check the address real quick and post it here in the comments so anybody that wants to join us can join us? It's because I saw the flyer briefly. I didn't get to get the name. I just know that it's going to be in Edinburgh, Texas, at one of the amphitheaters that's out there. It's like a park that's out there, but I don't want to miss out on the opportunity to invite everybody to this free show. So make sure you come out and support. There's also going to be Rock and Roll James from PVT podcast is going to be.
I don't like. Just kidding.
Is going to be out there, and Mesteño is going to be filming an official music video there as well. So hopefully.
Okay, let me change that up real quick, and I will do it for you because I can. Because I'm a good guy. Let's see here.
Because you're like, because I'm awesome like that.
Yeah, it is called Promenade Park.
Promenade Park, okay.
Amphitheater.
So make sure you join us on Wednesday. Genyva will be performing El amor de mi vida. So make sure you come out.
There it is. Hold on just a second. All right.
And there it is.
Promenade Park, Amphitheater 201 McIntyre in Edinburgh, Texas. Okay. It is May 8th. The doors open at 6:30, showtime at 7:30. And just to go over who's going to be there, live performances by Sincero, Delta Boys, Maricela Hernandez, the Ibarra Boys, Roberto Pulido, Genyva, Lucky Joe, Angel, Luis Villa, Joey Langoria, Yeah, Masteño. There you go. All
Mesteño.
that Masteño. No,
Mesteño.
Masteño. And please don't do it. Sorry, I said it wrong. That was my fault.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Hey, come on, just chill, just a little
And
bit.
it's free.
It's a freeze. It's a freeze for everyone. Y'all guys go out, support music, man. Support. You know, because if we don't help them out, then who's gonna? Aren't we at fault? Aren't we at fault if we don't support them?
So I better see you there, Hilda.
I'm gonna try really, really hard to make it out there because that's like what about a 45-minute drive for me, and that's just one way, and then another 45 minutes back.
30.
So I'm gonna try really
Expressway
hard. 30. Girl, I'm
Expressway
over here by
30.
Combs.
Oh, okay, then 45. Well,
Yeah,
unless
like
you
by the
go,
airport,
unless
kind
you
of
go
like-
through 107, maybe not.
I
Expressway would
don't
definitely be faster.
know. Girl, no. I've heard
Yeah.
so many stories about like all these back roads over here. No.
Te sale la llorona.
Yes. Yes.
La llorona.
No, there
Oh,
is
man, my
this
shoulder's
dude
hurting.
here in the valley that he does like all these like ghost hunts and stuff like that, and he takes you like go find him on TikTok. I forget what his page is, but man, it scares the living like bejesus out of me because I'm like, nah, I'm not about that life.
Yari,
Saludos, prima.
saludos from Victoria, Texas. Hey, I was there this
Victoria,
weekend.
Hey,
Texas.
prima, I should be there next week. Make sure that you stay tuned because I'll be there at the station there in Victoria. This is my language, but Spanish ain't one of them.
That's a good one, TDK.
I drive 4 hours round trip just to go to events in San Antonio, Hilda. You can do it.
See, but I have to work in the morning. That's the whole problem. And it's teacher appreciation.
Man, I have
week.
to get up at 4:30 tomorrow. Well, tonight. I'm gonna be a guest DJ. I'm gonna give it a shot at La Ley in the
Ooh,
morning. So
fun.
imagine I'm gonna have to wake up at 4 to make it there to get ready and make it there at 6 in the morning. But it's gonna be fun.
There it is.
Yeah.
There's the poster right there.
Woo!
Daniel. See
You're
that?
bomb. Thank
That
There
is
you
you.
good. I love it. And I
Congrats.
just saw Lucky Joe this past weekend. He was there and Alice with us for Cinco de Mayo. And he puts on a great show. Like
Yeah.
a really great show. Super down to earth guy too.
He's pretty cool. He made fun of my name though.
Really?
Well, my Native American name, because I told him my name was. He goes, what was your name? And I said, my name is Michuwampi Achelo. And he goes, bless you.
I bet you everybody calls you NDO, right?
Yes. And you know what's funny is that I help manage Joanna Ray, and she's a beautiful woman, a beautiful singer.
Uh-huh.
And like 6 months after knowing me, she's like, India. Actually, Hilda did this too.
What did I do?
Hilda did it at Denny's. We were eating dinner at Denny's. It was like after a show. It was like 2:00 in the morning, and she's like, Indio. Now I get it.
Hey, it was 2:00 in the morning, okay? Give me a break.
Yeah, but
You're
it took.
like,
It's
I'm
5
usually
minutes.
better at hiding my emotions.
what's going on? 10.
What was it? 202 North 10 Edinburgh? Well, I was just going off of what was on this poster, sweetheart. I don't know.
Oh,
Promenade Park. There you go. Well, I'm going off of the poster, sweetheart. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, I don't think it's on 10.
I hope it's the correct one. It's what I googled. Well, it's here.
No, it's on the poster, babe.
Mhm. Anyway, guys, thank you so very much. Thank you to Genyva. Thank you so very much. And once again, I apologize for my faux pas.
You don't have to apologize.
My unmanly display.
No.
With that being said, let's go ahead and now we're gonna
You're like, I forgot what I was going to say.
too many different things going on. Genyva, good luck on your new release that you're gonna have tomorrow.
Muchas gracias, amigo. Thank you.
Whatever
Make
you
sure
need
to
from
tag
us,
me in it, okay, girl? That way then I can share it.
yes,
I sure will. Thank you guys so much.
yeah.
Have a good night. And again, just say a little prayer for me. Tomorrow I celebrate 30 years with my husband, Danny. I love you, babe. Thank you for your support. None of this would be possible without you. And I pray for a lifetime by your side. So
Yeah.
thank you for my beautiful daughters. And thank you guys so much for having me on the show. Good night, everybody.
And we're gonna leave you with El Amor de Mi Vida here on Qvo Radio. That is the amazing Genyva, the Ilda Lamas Amendio. Thank you so very much. We'll see you next time. Hasta luego.
Take out the poster.
Vámonos lejos de aquí. Ay,
Good night,
papi, dime
guys.
que sí. Que ya yo estoy lista para amarte sin olvidarme de mí. Darte todas las noches mis besos y decirte si no lo sabías que quiero hacerte el amor, pero el amor de mi vida. Llevaba mucho tiempo atrapada en una nube gris y de pronto llegas con más luces que a París. Eres el sol de mis días que me abrigan esas noches frías. Tú sabes que yo no sé mentir. Tengo ganas de hacerte el amor, pero el amor de mi vida. Vámonos lejos de aquí. Ay, papi, dime que sí, que yo estoy lista para amarte sin olvidarme de mí. Haz lo que puedas por mí, yo haré lo mismo por ti. Que ya yo estoy lista para amarte sin olvidarme de mí. Darte todas las noches mis besos y decirte si no lo sabías que quiero hacerte el amor, pero el amor de mi vida. Cumbia, que viva el amor con Genyva.